The clock says we gotta be I walked past you a lot, Jay. Notice me. I'm good. Are you staying cool? Do you want me to get you water or anything?
Oh, I didn't know you were talking.
Do they have, are you, my love guys, do they have a grief? Or do you, y'all need to come, like, counseling or anything like that at the church?
Yeah. It's pending. I think they
You just gotta pay,
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for coming out today to honor the life of Eric Paul. Before we get started, if you could please just pull out your cell phones, make sure they are silent for the service, we would appreciate that. Thank you. Now we are going to be hearing from Eric's best friend Bobby, sharing some memories. We will also invite you folks up to share memories if you'd like. Please just keep it to memories and no sharing of prayers per the family's request. Thank you so much.
So good to see all of you. Thank everyone for coming, celebrate Eric's life. It's been sad, there's been some tears these last few days, but to see all the joy and happiness in this room today, everybody telling stories and some smiling and some laughter, that's what Eric would have really wanted. At a young age, Eric loved hunting and fishing, he loved playing ball. He was a great athlete, always a good ball player. It's tough to see him go. If there's anybody that wants to come up and tell any memories of Eric now, you can come on up and talk. If not, I'll start reading some out of the box. First one we got is from Miranda. My memory that sticks out the most is Eric and Kate pressuring me into smoking for the first time and letting me do shots of fire and ice. Thank you, Miranda. That sounds about right. Somebody wrote their favorite memory of Eric is being had a shotgun of beer. We are off to a party here with these memories. That sounds right. All right. Eric Paul, the man of the hour. You have been a part of me for the last 14 years. We will miss you so much. I will never forget the night of card playing, amazing, among many other things. Love you, Linda and Rena? Diana, sorry. Cursive, I'm not the best cursive reader, sorry. Somebody wrote, going to the YMCA carnival, riding the spinning rides over and over, on the way back in the car, Eric picked up what he thought was a pocket knife, but it was full of fishing guts. We all sniffed it, and the smell, along with being very dizzy, made us all throw up everywhere. That sounds like a good memory. My favorite memory is with Eric, Katie, Matt. We were all at the lake and asked to take our grandparents' pontoon boat. We thought we could handle it, but we couldn't, and water started washing up on the boat. We thought we'd help get the water off by all moving to the other side, but when the boat started to sink on that side, we eventually made it off. But I don't think we went on that boat anymore after that day. Here's one from Ricky McNeese. He remembers playing backyard football as kids. Then as adults, Eric was always willing to help the fishing and the hunting trips. Thanks, Rick. Eric was such a nice and sweet little guy. Loved all three of those kids and their mama. I don't have many memories of Eric, but he was my favorite uncle, always making fun of everyone. I'll always have space for him in my heart. Thank you, Lauren. I was running the Jiffy Lube on Far Hills in the process of planning a wedding to my first wife. She was in a sorority and had 8 bridesmaids. I, at the time, had my 3 really good friends, so I was a few groomsmen short. Eric came into Jiffy Lube to apply for a job. He was hired, but during the interview, I asked him if he was available in May. Eric was a groomsman in my wedding and has been one of the greatest friends since. Brian Citrino. Thanks, Brian. We love you, man. Eric, I will always remember hanging out at Margaret's with you guys when you guys lived there in West Mansfield. You will always be missed. Charlie Payne. Somebody loved hanging out with the kids, having a Nerf war. That was the laughter and love that was always in abundance. Eric, you were always so nice and hilarious. Thank you for always keeping me updated on Harvey Danger and his superheroes. Audrey Citrino. Here's one from Bubba, a good friend of mine and Eric's for many years. My favorite memory of Eric was fishing at Lincoln Park with his brother Matt. Also deer hunting with him down on the farm. Thanks, Bubba. Summers I spent with Paige making great memories with you and Kate. Great times. Love you. You and I were always fishing buddies. Every year at the reunion, I knew we'd fish for hours. Also, nobody will ever hate school as much as you and I. Love Zach. Thank you for always scaring away the fish for me before I'd go swimming. For all the endless nights of riding around town singing every song. Thank you for taking my fish off the hook when you insisted it was overdue that I did it myself. Almost every memory I have of you were right there with me. Thank you for being more than just a brother. Thank you for being a great uncle to my kids. I'll be forever grateful you kept us up on the mountaintop that day. You always said Grandma had a way with how she loved. Well, so did you, Bear Paul. So did you. It was an honor to always have you by my side. I'll be seeing you. Love, your most favorite sister. Thanks, Kate. All right. I could write a book on how good of a father you were. All the memories and arguments I'll never forget. You were the best father. I love you forever, Dad. Go camp off the grid and catch fish. I miss you and love you forever. Eric always went fishing with the boys. One night I got invited to go fishing with him and some friends. It was past midnight, but me, along with him and a few others, wanted to get food. His two youngest sons were in the back when I sat up front. Eric was driving, and his two sons were dozing off. Eric messed with them and fooled with them all the windows in the car. He said, "You guys awake?" "Yes," they replied, and every time I still laughed, thinking he was very funny and fun to be around. Here's one from Austin. Everyone knows how Eric felt about gay people, but he never let that get in his way of loving me the same. He sure didn't, but. One time we were all chatting about going to the Pride Fest, and his instant response was, "I'll watch the little ones." Not once did he ever love me different. Nope, he sure didn't, but thank you, Austin. Here's one from Riley. When I was riding my bike when we visited, he called me the Wicked Witch. Ever since that day, I've been called the Wicked Witch. I will always love that nickname he gave me. He was the best uncle I've ever had. I will always tell people my nickname is the Wicked Witch. Love you, Rod. Thank you. My parents went on a cruise and told me not to hunt while they were gone, but I couldn't help it. The outdoors is in his blood. Long story short, I got a big old doe and called Eric. Him and the three boys were over there and tried to put the deer back on the four-wheeler, and I heard was Uncle Eric, just after busting out laughing at us, struggling for a solid 15 minutes, but we eventually got it done. Hunter. Sounds like you guys had some fun with the deer in the four-wheeler that day. All right, here's one from Buster. When I stayed the night at Uncle Eric's, and the next day we went to McDonald's for lunch, and he took me fishing. That's a great memory, Buster. Sounds like you guys had a blast fishing that day. Last time we came out, he would tease me with firecrackers and say he would throw them at me, but he could never bring himself to do it because he was too kind-hearted. his niece Meg. Thanks, Meg. Couple more left here. I babysat Eric and Matt when Eric was 2 and Matt was 4. Eric liked to cuddle up and was a good boy. Matt was the one I had to keep an eye on all the time. Patty Kaufman. I will always remember Eric's laugh. Always lighthearted and welcome to a good time, hanging out playing cards. More. We had a lot of great memories, camping, hunting, and fishing. Best one, you, Shelly, Kate, and I, fishing and caught so many catfish that day, and also Eric Jr. sitting on my table, or on my tackle box, then falling in the water after being told not to get too close to the water, and you jump in after him. I will miss you dearly. Love you, brother. Thanks, Matt. I'm sure that was you. I'm going to read what I have for Eric real quick. Since the first grade, I've had one best friend. I've had lots of friends come and go in my life, and I've met some great people, but nothing will ever come close to the best friend I had in Eric. He was always there whenever I called him with a problem or needed a hand. When we was young and things moved a lot slower, we were always trying to have fun and just stay out of trouble. I spent a lot of time down at the boss house on Sunray. That was my second home and my second family. As we became teenagers and got to high school, we both kind of decided to go our separate places, but we still kept in touch, visiting each other, trying to every winter break, spring break, and summer break. After our teenage years and we got a little older, we both moved back to Kettering, and the party started. There was a couple of years when we had a blast, all of us did. But it wasn't much longer than that when we started families. The partying slowed down, and life kind of sped up. We were working full-time jobs, raising families, but we still made time for each other for softball, bonfires, and other family activities in the summer. It wasn't much longer, and then our 30s hit. We found ourselves living just a couple blocks away from each other again, and our kids were able to ride their bikes to each other's house just like me and Eric did when we was little. The next 10 years just kind of flew by. Same old routine, kids in school, work, we're trying to push through, but some of our best memories were made when we got to watch each other coach our kids in sports and watch each other's kids play sports together. I had girls and Eric had boys, so they never have to be on the same team, but we enjoyed sticking around and watching each other's kids play these. We still made time every week to try to hang out once or twice, call each other on the phone. I mean, we talked about everything there was to talk about. There really wasn't much to talk about anymore. We've known each other since 1988. Sit around and just talk about sports and catch up on family, stuff like that. It was about our favorite thing to do, just sit and hang out and watch the Reds game. We knew we were becoming old at that point, I think. We started talking about things we were going to do when Eric got healthy, the kids graduated. All the stuff we were going to do in our next few years, travel, hiking, so much stuff. Talked about health. We had so much hope for the future. The last couple of years, he fought so hard. If I didn't hear from Eric or he wasn't answering my calls tonight, and he was back in the hospital, I knew right away. He called it his second home, and that was so awful. Diabetes finally got the best of him, and I'll always love him. He'll always be my best friend forever. I'll miss him and think about the good times every day. I love you, Ben Paul. Thank you very much. Jennifer, if you want.
Thank you, Bobby and folks, for sharing all of those memories. This does conclude the services here at the funeral home. We will now be going in procession to Davis Cemetery for graveside services. If you are going to the cemetery with us, please make sure that you have your hazards, your bright headlights, and your flag on your car, as we'll be going in procession. And if you take a look around this chapel here, you'll see bobbers set out just to symbolize Eric's love of fishing. Please feel free to take one with you. We will go ahead and dismiss from the back there, just so you folks can take a last leave. Again, thank you all so much for coming today.
Easy going. Snakes around the
Yes, you just tell her this one. Had to go there, one of those planes. It wasn't this year.
It is.
Yeah. This is the oops. This is hands, right?
Yes.
That's the hand, man.
Start with that.
Are we playing cards last time? Yeah. Thanks for coming. Yeah. Good to see you.
We're heading out at 3. Well, we got to pick up.
We'll go home Friday and then go turn around.
Same here.
Same
chin.
No.
Don't they look just alike?
I'm going to 11 hours with South.
25.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Did you tell him to go about it?
That was nice.
It's over here like I just got like. It's over here like, hold on.
That's one of the things about
We talked about
It's just like you. It's just like you. Matter was good to see you. We're not going to see you. It's good to see you. Take care. Be careful.
That's what we're.
Yeah, they go on this year. Yeah, they're on vacation. Yeah. Yeah.
See, look, he was walking.
He's ever talked to. He's actually a fisherman. You know that story, right?
Excuse me if I could have your attention for 1 second. After the burial service, anyone that wants to come to Marion's Town and Country?
Yeah.
Marion's Town and Country, we're going to be gathering up there for pizza and drinks and anything that anyone wants to do there after the burial. Thank you guys very much.
Okay. It's all gathered.
No, I'm talking about, no, I'm just talking about before. Hey, I gotta eat the, that's pizza and hot sauce.
All right, officially.
So now.
What you talking about? Fish. Now we find out what we need to have. Bro. You said one half. Wait, like a half wide open. It's worse when you take a shot. That's worse than shot.
So one over it. That's what's up.
Just start with the top.
Okay, I'll be like,
My boyfriend's brother makes bottles of wine.
yeah.
So, yeah.